Trippin' on a hole in a paper heart from Mr. Kurt Hodge, supporter of the cause. Thank you so very much, Kurt. And also for ACI, funniest line in movies ever, Naked Gun, when Frank says to his boss, Ed, congratulations, I hear your wife's pregnant. And Ed says, yeah, and if I catch the guy who did it. Anyways, the first chord in this song, Dean, why do you do this to us, is of such fascination that I'm going to explain it to you, and then I'm going to take a break so that my brain can rest. Here we go. It'd be like an A bar chord, right? Our root 6 bar chord, 5, 7, 7, 6. But we're going to take this note, the one that your middle finger's on, that's the third. The third is the note that decides whether it's major or minor. So, right, A major, take your middle finger off, A minor. So we're going to take this note and move it up 2 frets past the 4th, but not quite to the 5th, for a flat 5th, which is going to give it a cheeky, sneaky, sinister sound. And I want you to put this in your ear brain for remembering later. So next time you hear this noise, you're going to say, Mom, that's a flat 5th. And that's the first chord. So pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger on the A and D strings, 7th fret, and then your pinky's on G8, and you bar it if you can. Don't move. Now to the verse. Grab me an F sharp major bar chord. That'd be 2, 4, 4, 3, but we don't have to bar it for this because we're not going to play those strings yet, and even when we do, they're going to be open. But what you're going to do is give me 4 quick strums, down, up, down, up. On the first one, your pointer finger is off, and you want to endeavor to make your pointer finger land for your second up strum. Oops, I didn't. Don't endeavor to do that. Endeavor to do that. Followed by 12 muted strums. For a total of 16, that makes sense because this is a 4-count song, so everything's going to divide evenly into 4, generally speaking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Do it again. And then we're going to this really awesome way to play B7. B7 has an A in it there on the 2nd fret of the G string, but this time we're going to put the A, the aforementioned A, but a different A, in the bass. So you're going to take your A shape, move it up 2 frets, and leave your A string open. Your other choice for that is to put your middle finger on the E string 5th fret. That is also an A note, so it does not matter. But the strumming pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, followed by 2 muted strums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 muted strums. 1, 2, 2 muted strums. So, and you do it twice, of course. And notice that my right hand this whole time is doing absolutely nothing other than going down and up really fast, and it has no knowledge of what my left hand is doing. So to make your notes, you press when you want them, and then you stop pressing and even kind of lay your fingers flat over all of the strings to make the muted strums. And because I'm opting for the open A version, I'm muting the E string with my thumb, and I find that very convenient to do. Yeah, so that's the verse. For the second half of the singing, the guitar gets a little bit cooler, and you do your 1, 2, 3, 4, followed by tinkling away on these open E, B, and G string 3rd fret, which is where your middle finger is anyways, so... To our B7 chord, of course. When we switch to the very last time, before the chorus, of course, you switch from 1 to our pattern, right, to just like ba ba for 1. once. I did it twice, but it's once. And then you're going to play the worst way you've ever learned to play E major 7, which is going to be E4. That's a G sharp note. Look, it's here in our E chord, the E string first fret, also G sharp, but we're putting it in the bass, so it's E major 7 with a G sharp in the bass. Dean, why do you do this to us? D string second fret, that's an E note, also usually in the E chord. Then we get G string fourth fret, that's a B note, also usually in the E chord. There, the A string second fret and the open B. And then B string fourth fret, which is an E flat note. That's the note that makes E major 7, E major 7. And that rhythm change sets up the signature thing, which is going to be middle finger on the third fret of the E string and pointer finger on B2. That's so awesome. And then B becomes 3, B's back to 2, B's open. So 2, 3, 2, open. So, coming out of and that rhythm change, the weird serves that purpose, and the weird E major 7 chord serves an even more awesome purpose, which is to go from A, or here for visual simplicity, A on the 5th fret of the E string, to G sharp for our wacky E chord, to G, Dean with his crazy chromaticism going down one note at a time, not something normal people do. He seems to do it in spades. So let's just appreciate that change. Just fantastic. Here comes the chorus. Thank goodness the chorus is fairly straightforward. B minor, A string 2, D G4, B3, B minor, A, signature thing. Then that's it for the chorus. We do the B minor again for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the cheeky sinister chord for 4 beats. As a sort of turnaround. So here's the chorus. Second verse, which is very much like the first verse with one extra thing. Okay, so the first verse had 2 verse units. The first one was regular, and then the second one was with the tinkly open strings, but the second verse adds a 3rd level of awesomeness into the middle there. So we do the regular one. And the second time, we're going to do our 4 quick strums, but then we're going to use harmonics on the E string, and the harmonics are going to go down while our finger moves paradoxically up, and we're going to move our finger from the metal bar that makes the 2nd fret up to the metal bar that makes the 3rd fret gradually over the 4 beats, so like that. And then do it again, but do the reverse. That's a cat. And then the 3rd time is the tinklies. Rhythm change. Weird chord. Signature thing. And the second chorus is longer, of course. Into the solo, the rhythm of which is just the verse. So you do your solo is the topic for another video, but I'm guessing there's some of you who would like to know it, and I haven't done a solo in a while, and I'd really like to know this solo. So if you would, raise your hand, and we'll do it much sooner than much later. And Kurt, thank you for your contribution, and also Kurt and ACI, thank you for the excellent request. I've always wanted to know how to play that song, so I don't get to learn stuff unless you guys tell me what I'm supposed to learn. Yeah, thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.